Namaste everyone. Myself Dr. Sridhar, Professor and Director of Academics, S-VYASA deemed to be University, School of Advanced Studies, Bangalore. Today, I'm here to explain about the course Cybersecurity. We'll be discussing about various threats which have been posed to the individuals and what are the various processes and technologies available to overcome these. The course objectives of cybersecurity, we'll have around 6 objectives. Foundational principles, which introduces essential cyber hygiene practices and understanding the threats of cybersecurity, which gaps various cyber threats and their impacts, and the threat detection skills, which is going to provide how to protect the devices and data from online entities, and awareness about understanding the cyber laws and reporting systems, and about the ethical behavior, which promotes the responsibility of online conduct. So these are the key learning outcomes, which focuses on how to articulate the concepts like what is master cyber hygiene and how to provide security for the securing the data there and the ethics to be followed, and identifying the threats which recognize and prevents phishing attacks, malware, and identifying the theft. And another outcome is about applying the best practices to avoid all these threats which can navigate internet, e-commerce, and social media safely. And how do we navigate the frameworks, that is understanding the reporting portals and legal aspects about cybersecurity, and how to recognize the opportunities available that explores about cybersecurity carries and initiatives. So the course duration is of 12 weeks of 3 credits, and total hours will be 15 to 17 hours. And these are the assessment breakdown. A weekly quizzes and assignments will be conducted, final project will be given, and there is a continuous assessment which carries 30% of the weightage, and there will be a final assessment which carries 70% of weightage. To start off with the modules. So module 1 talks about cyber hygiene basics. So this will have a definition of what is your cyber hygiene and what is your digital hygiene. So there will be what are the comparison and contrast between cyber hygiene and digital hygiene will be discussed here. And what are the risks available in the higher education institutions which are going to be delivered through the higher education institutions there, to identify that students should be aware of cyber threats and they should be exposed to these cyber threats so that they can be taken preventive actions to avoid it. And what are the good practices to be implemented in order to ensure that there is a strong cyber hygiene, and what are the initiatives taken from the government side. So how do we explore about the CERT and what are the various opportunities provided through cyber, Swachh Kendra, etc. All those will be dealt under government initiatives. The module 2 is about malware, cybercrime, and prevention. So what are the various types of malware available? So what are their characteristics and the infection methods? And we'll be reading about cybercrime and categories, phishing attacks, identifying the theft there, financial frauds, social crimes, media crimes, and what are the various preventive strategies can be used. So we'll be talking about the malware prevention and the threat responses. And finally, about digital safety awareness, promoting the responsibility of online behavior. Module 3 is about reporting and digital safety essentials. So here we'll be seeing about the 4 major topics. Reporting your cyber crimes. So the first initial job to be done by any particular individual who was prone to this sort of cyber attack should be reporting to the respective authorities. So learn how to report various cyber incidents effectively. And then what are the various digital tools available for safety? So familiarize with all your online safety systems available through which you can ensure that there is safety being provided to your data, and responding to frauds, right? So build up capacity for financial fraud and identify your theft responses. And finally, about secure digital behavior. So utilize your safety tools and set the privacy settings to ensure that our data are being secured. And module 4 is about cyber complaint mechanisms and digital safety tools. So we'll be discussing about the NCRT and nodal officers, which are going to be the cyber crime reporting spaces, and we'll also be discussing on the digital safety tools available, simple like antiviruses, firewalls, password protections managers, and about what are the various safety measures to be taken under the e-commerce portals, and what are the various parental controls can be provided to ensure that there is still safety being ensured. Fifth module is dealing about legal and institutional cybersecurity frameworks in India. So here the learners will be introduced the key cyber laws and the policies available under cybersecurity, and what are the various way of legal provisions under the IT Act and the IPC and policy guidelines, how to familiarize with the national level cybersecurity guidelines and standards available in India, and as well as promote the lawful and responsible behavior in digital spaces. The final module 6 is about career pathways and strengthening the cyber culture in HAIs. So we'll be discussing on cybersecurity careers, which will deal about the career paths and the certification available, and we also have the MOOC course which has been initiated by Government of India, and we'll also discuss about the cyber culture, which involves about the cyber policies in HAIs and crisis management plans available, and finally we'll also be discussing more on the MOOC courses. So these are the 6 modules available, and there will be a final project will be given to the students where you have to be 2 individual tasks available there. One, there should be a digital behavior self-audit should be presented by the student, as well as a real-time cybercrime case study should be done and submitted by the students. So these are the targeted audience: undergraduate students of any disciplines of across all the higher education institutions. All the faculty and staff are also being invited. Any administrative support persons can also be taking up this course, and any other interested learners who are willing to know about the cyber systems are most welcome. Thank you.